Hey, just give me a second.
What's happening? Zombies?
No, no, man, kids, you know.
Ah,
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Geek Dhaba. Today, we're going to be taking on All of Us Are Dead, the Korean high school zombie drama. Well, it was an interesting show. Sahib, what are your thoughts?
yeah, it was fun. It was a fun watch. I started the first episode a while ago, then stopped midway. Then, suddenly had the urge to watch it again, and then watched it nonstop from first, almost binged it. And it was a fun show. It was a fun one-time show. One-time watch. I don't think more than that. It's not a rewatchable show. It's a good one-time watch because most zombie shows are one-time watchable,
Yeah.
except for when Negan is killing some people in Walking Dead. Other than that, one-time stuff. Very Train to Busan style, if
Yeah.
you're thinking about, but obviously that was a very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Excellent movie.
taking anything away from that. But yeah, your thoughts?
I thought it was a more realistic take on a zombie apocalypse, you know? It's like something that, uh, like if you watch it, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. That would happen. And especially like this is the stuff, the stupid decisions those kids make. You look at them and you're like, yep, kids, high schoolers, they would make those decisions. Like half my time, I'm like, what are these kids up to? Like, I wasn't that stupid when I was that age. It was quite nice. There was one concept that hooked me in initially, but I don't feel that they played that concept well. The part where the infected turn back to human, because in the very first episode they show us one kid who has the zombie infection. Uh, you can call him patient zero, I guess. But
Yeah.
like the concept of that, they didn't explore nicely in this show, but that was a really good premise. That's the premise I hooked. I'm like, okay, so we have a zombie that can revert back to human state. And that would have been an amazing thing to play off on. But eventually just became generic zombie rules, you know.
Exactly, and even with the super zombies that they had,
Yeah.
uh, you know, uh, with Namda and everybody else, it was very vague. They had very vague powers.
Mm-hmm.
If what was the bully who was better?
We'll call
I
him the
forget the
bully.
name.
I forgot his
The
name.
bully. Yeah, the bully who was biting. He bought Namra. She turned into a super zombie. But when he bought the girl that was, the elitist girl,
Mm-hmm.
but she turned into a normal zombie.
Exactly. Like
And
the
the
rules are
rules
weird.
were very different. And how normal zombies biting the bully turned him into a super zombie. These concepts were not touched at all throughout. And this was very vague. This was something, they were just doing to support the storyline, to keep the
Mm.
storyline going.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really, and these were very good concepts if they were
Very.
explained.
Yes. Like because in a lot of zombie shows and games, you have the concept of special infected, which is a concept that has existed around for a long time. But if you don't explore it, then like it doesn't make sense. Like you said, like it doesn't make sense how he's getting his special. Like you're calling them super zombies, I'm calling them half zombies, like they did in the shows, zombies.
Hobbies.
The comedy was nice in this show. Speaking of,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the high school banter, the stuff that's going on. We got some good stuff in there.
Daesu was a good comic character,
Yeah, yeah.
and his Yeah, his comic timings were good overall. The young characters, even all of the high school students, did a good job.
Mhm.
Uh, Portraying what people would do in that situation. Obviously, I think two things that they probably didn't show a lot. One was this how quickly and how this it took over the entire city. Like people were in their homes, right?
Yeah.
But things took over like very quickly. They showed like one scene in the hospital, one scene in the high school, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
What happened in the city was something that left to be explored. How this was so quick. Secondly, the half beast thing that was kind of kept in maybe season two, but I don't know. I don't see it as a season two sort of a plot.
But they might do a season two because they left one major thing left. Oh, like it's a big plot hole. The guy who made the virus, they show him turning him to a zombie, but then they forget about him at all. It's like there was this moment where he turned, where you could see on his face and him getting that clarity, and they show him like going towards something, but they forgot he existed at all. I don't know if they cut that out during production or whatever, something that happened over there, something that that they could have touched upon and then they just did. Yeah, like you said, the kids were good. The adult part of the grown-ups, they were interesting as well. I really like that YouTuber, that blogger, the live streamer. It was hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
and
good.
yeah,
And even that group's storyline was suddenly cut short as well.
yeah,
I don't know why. It was just as they were brought in by the army. That was it for their entire arc. There was not an ending to where the child went. The child that person took, the police guy took. There was absolutely nothing about that. And but uh, considering that this was a 50-minute episode, 12 episode show, they could have given something.
they,
Especially the fact that they had a 12th episode, which was really not needed.
but you forget that this is a Korean show, and traditionally Korean shows have this one episode. Their last episode, their finale is never a finale by Western standards. It's always a conclusion to the whole story. They just wrap it up, and everything. There's always a happy ending, in Korean shows that end like this. Like I've watched a lot of Korean shows, and they always have this format where you have the main action finish, and then you have one whole episode dedicated to what happens next. Life goes on. I think we had a touch of this in Squid Game.
I am a newbie in Korean shows. This is my second episode.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I feel like if they had this whole convergence of the arcs, it would have been really good. Like that girl's father, that arc, and then you have the detective arc that's going on, and then like they could have done something really, really nice, but kind of fell for that. But it was a good show, decent show overall. Well, what would you like to rate this if we're moving towards ratings?
I think I would give it an 8.
I think that is very, very solid. I give it an 8 as well. I feel like this is a very fair score. A good show. Don't get us wrong, but it just it missed some crucial elements.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because the 8 rating shows it that it was a good show. It was a very fun watch, but there's just some things that are left unanswered, which makes you want more out of the show.
Definitely.
And if those things were carried on, this would have been a very good show.
Yeah. Fun fact, I thought this was a 10 episode show. So like I was texting Sohaib like, oh yeah, I'm almost done, I'm on episode 10. And I was thinking like, they're really dragging it out. They're gonna do a season 2. And like when the episode ended, I'm like, I saw the credits and it says next episode. I'm like, wait a second. And then I checked and there were 2 more episodes. I'm like, oh, they're gonna wrap it up. But initially it did seem like at episode 10 that they were.
Yeah, my case was a little worse. I started thinking there were 5 episodes, and at the fourth, I was like, just let me check the list, and I was like, oh, okay, these are a lot of episodes. That's 12. So, but I kept watching because it was interesting.
It was.
It keeps you going.
It
Keeps
keeps
you
yeah,
going. So
yeah.
that always helps in these
Yeah.
dramas.
Anyways, that's it from us. We rated this show an 8. Check it out. It's on Netflix. And see you all next time. Bye.